Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Dice Cult for episode 48 of On the Backs of Gods. I am your DM, Jillian, and here we have today with us, same as always, we have Frank, Kyle. Sadly, Mac isn't with us today, so you will get to see me do a beautiful impression. And there it goes. We have also Josh, Abby, and Krista. Everybody is here and all of their names were said. Everybody who is here's name was said and I did it. Thank you guys for being here. I think I will do us a quick recap, and then I think we can jump back into things. I believe last session, the start of the games occurred after the Jarl came to town. Basically saying her how-to-dos with everybody and having a small get-together. During this time, Gorbjorn, fully business-based, 100%, only business, showed up as Prince Gorbjorn to her private tent to show her a map that he had gotten from the orc stronghold, which he had transposed onto a different map, showing the inner workings of the Underdark below the valley and adding on some extras of what he learned from the valley himself.
Oh, I thought I just did like the shape of the valley and where the entrances were. I didn't want to do the tunnels on that.
Okay, cool. Good to know. I'll make a slight note. Don't worry about it, boys. You give this to the Jarl, who finds it very interesting and very helpful. And with an aggressive amount of winks, you say that you will come back later with more things. And her unsure of what you're aiming for, she says, sure. During this time, the games begin. We have our first competitions. The first one we have is archery, which Fen takes. The second one we have is flighting, which Roshan takes, and Selby's feelings are aggressively hurt by some rando who showed up, and he's still recovering emotionally. And then the next competition we had was the race. And all of you were like, sure, we'll participate. And before the race, Saga had made a friend in Dylan, the son of Vandil Stormer, and because Saga had tried to save a little sugar glider named Goldleaf's daughter, and ended up compacting his spine by falling into his arms from the tree, where he said he'd be participating in the race and he'd love to see her there. So the race begins. Half of y'all are decent. The other half of you roll nat ones and bump into each other and fall onto the ground. Fen and Gorbjorn take off into the distance, endless endurance, forever running. Nana and Saga trip over each other with Dylan in the back. Finally, Nana gets her stride and starts to leave the group. You all make it to the edge of town, where Nana starts to make her way ahead, and Saga feels a sharp pain in the side of her neck. And then her legs give out from under her, and she can't breathe. And she just has to lay there. And lucky for her, Dylan rolled even worse than she did and was behind her during this run, stops and picks her up, unsure what to do, so he's going to go look for the medic. Starts to carry her away, and with her last murmur of breath that she has, she's able to squeak out a little magic, saying, I believe, poison dart.
Dart neck poison, I think.
Something in that general area. Poison was presented.
Yes.
Before she completely just leaves consciousness, as you can hear Dylan saying, hold on, and then starts yelling for help. And with that, I think we're going to jump into things. And by jump into things, we're going to go back to the morning. So this morning, I would like to talk to Roshan. This is before all of the events take place, including the very pressing one we're ignoring for right now. You had given up your room at the inn, which means you're staying at Egill's place. You've been waking up around noonish because you work late at the inn. You wake up the next afternoon, and Egill is gone as he normally is. What would you do?
Probably get some breakfast and clean up before heading over to well, it's the day of
so you'd be going to the events after you
Okay.
get up a little bit. So you get up and you go to look for breakfast. You see that Egill is not at his desk, and there's just a little plate with like a like cut slice of like from a loaf of bread and like a container of jelly. Like this has just been presented casually on the table, which you can take if you'd like to. And as you make your way into the underfloor of Island Life, that is where you see Egill, who is now currently using the training section of this sort of personal area where nobody else really goes. Once the Chiefs started arriving, Egill opened up shop, sort of as a grand opening, and it pulls people in. He usually doesn't open until later in the afternoon, though. So he is currently beating the life out of these like hay dummies. And you watch as just like one good hit, there's a crack of thunder, and this dummy goes flying and scatters against the stone wall. He turns. Good afternoon.
Good morning. What did that dummy do to you?
The dummy knows its purpose, which is to no longer after about 5 minutes of existence. You watch, roll insight for me.
14.
Okay. Okay. You see him fidget slightly. Maybe today we could, I know you're participating in the Flighten event, but maybe if you're interested, we could go to the square, watch your friends run around.
Of course, that's what I was planning on doing. So you're more than welcome to accompany me.
I do not know how you fully flipped that around on me, but I'm gonna pretend like I just invited you and you said thank you. Also, take your cloak off.
He'll do so.
Perfect. He goes over and picks up a small box about this big from off the floor and hands it to you.
Can I open this?
Kind of be shitty of me if I was just like, hold this box forever. Yes, please open it.
I will open it.
Inside, you see this beautiful cloak with fabric that crosses over the front, which moves into the cloak itself, red and black with gold accents. Saga, would you like to just tell me about the accents real quick, whichever you're vibing with?
Oh, sure. Yes. Well, yes, it's got the on the cross, it's got some like embroidery of Lady Satyr symbols, as well as like these in between the Lady Satyr symbols, there's some of the Crown of Awe circular bits in like spaced out far enough where it's not overwhelmingly gold. And on the back there's some of the a bit more like embroidery around the edges, and in the sort of inside of the cloak, not on the outside, there is all in black thread a larger Crown of Awe just like embroidered into the back.
This is for you. Your your current cloak seemed to be on its last legs, and I'm not going to say that that's not my fault. Clothing doesn't hold up the best to explosions, so I think it is only fair that I replace it.
Roshan just stands there slack-jawed for probably a good 10 seconds. This looks, it's incredibly expensive.
I mean, depends who you ask, I suppose.
This is, it's hand embroidered. Did you get Saga to do it?
How could you tell? The woman loves her god. I did ask Saga to embroider it. She has known you longer than I have, and I thought maybe she would have some insight.
So Roshan turns red, and instead of letting it get awkward, he'll just give Egill a hug and say, "Thank you."
Pats you on the head and like kind of like squeezes your shoulder. Of course, you are very welcome. Will you wear it tonight when we go want your friends? And perhaps I'm deciding if I'm going to this this feast or not. I don't want Autumnus to, struggle emotionally the whole time.
Well, I would love it if you could escort me there, but I understand if you don't want to. I will certainly wear it.
I appreciate that. Now, I don't want to keep you from the events. I need to get cleaned up. I'm not leaving the house sweating. So I will meet you hopefully for the Flighten event. I'd love to see you truly ruin everyone's day.
I'm not going to be that mean.
Whatever you said.
Roshan really can't hide how excited he is, and just is beaming by the time he leaves, and struts proudly around the town wearing his new fancy cloak.
Roshan happily strutting. Saga getting to see her first commissioned piece on display. Honey bun in hand, or however she is being paid with whatever dessert of the day. During this time, as what happened last session, people begin to participate in games. The first one being archery, then flighting. During this time, the announcer who has been being like, "Hello, there's rules, please don't use magic," has approached Tordrek right before the first game starts. Excuse me, sir, are you Tordrek?
Yeah, that's me.
I was asking the chief if there was anyone in town that she thought would be good for a medic's position during the games today. We don't expect anybody to get hurt during the first two, but if somebody, sprains an ankle during the run, and also we plan to put a cask on the back and maybe hand out drinks. But I've heard that you would be good for the job if you're interested.
Yeah, I will help. Yeah, I can throw. It's been a while. Scratches his head.
Just ale flying through the air. Heads up. Truly appreciate it. I'll show you to the cart. And once you have the cart, the driver will take you around town to each event, and you can do as you please. So you were shown to a pretty small cart, which couldn't fit. You see there's a man on the front, and there's enough room for like you and some kegs and maybe like a few other people, but mostly at the moment it is you and some kegs to get set up there. What do you think Tordrek would would be up to? Would he go straight into party mode, or is he business medic mode? Party or business, Tordrecht, for chilling on the cart? Like, would you want to give out drinks, focusing on that, or would you be like, I'm here on business, I gotta focus?
Well, drinking's his business half the time, but at this point, I think he'd be pretty serious about this. He'd want to make a good showing. There's a lot of important people here, so he'll want to come across as being as focused as possible. And he's thinking about his friends and hopefully everybody doing a great job and all of us showing our prowess in one way, shape, or form during the event.
Okay. You are set up in this position, and you are brought over first to the archery competition where nobody is injured. You are brought over to the flighting competition where only emotions are injured, which means you can hand out drinks to all the losers to make them feel a little better. And then you make your way over for the run, which they basically tell you that you're going to be in the back mostly, that they're going to let everybody get ahead. And you guys are just going to ride behind. And if anybody needs any help, if they fall and twist their ankle, you'll catch up to them eventually, is the dream. So you are currently now on the cart. You go past the center of town where the people are cheering to greet everybody as they run by. This is where Egill and Roshan would be, is in the square, kind of in the place where everybody gathered up to watch everybody run by. Egill met you sadly after the flighting event, but congratulates you on your win. 100% expected it, but did anyone cry? Just curious.
Well, the first round between Selby and whoever it was got pretty vicious, and they weren't even rhyming.
It's just mean. They were just yelling at
They were
each
just
other.
really mean to each other.
It was really mean.
I mean, I say some mean shit, but that's only when I actually want to hurt somebody.
I see. Well, congratulations again. And he watches some people run by. Just watches Gorbjorn and Fen whiz by aggressively. Woo! Look at him go.
Roshan probably drops the conversation as soon as they whiz by and starts cheering.
Everybody cheers as you guys just speed by. Basically, it's sort of like this as you two are running. Each of you just passing each other and then going back and then finally leveling out towards the end as you run basically even towards the end of the race. And then you see Nana run by, and then you see Saga with Dylan slightly behind run by. People cheer, very excited. And then Tordrecht and his cart start making its way by. And Egill steps up. Excuse me, Mr. Tordrecht. I see there is some room on your cart. May we join you for a ride around town?
Don't even have to ask. Up on it.
Perfect. He gets up into the cart and he reaches a hand down to you, Roshan.
Roshan will take it and lift himself up into the cart.
He does not let go of your hand and sits down in the cart.
Okay. If there's room to sit, he will also sit.
Yeah, it's kind of like you guys have to sit on some kegs, but it's not too difficult to get comfortable. As both of you start to just slowly make your way following the runners, I would love perception checks from the people on the cart. I'm there, yeah. Wow.
23.
Cool. Tordrecht?
8. I might 8. Ooh.
I I mean, listen, there's people cheering. It's loud. It's not like a quiet, casual evening. You're focused on some people come over, see you have kegs, want drinks, and they're kind of slightly jogging along to see if they can get some. Roshan, you see Egill perk up. You hear that? And after you listen for half a second, Roshan, you hear somebody yelling help further ahead.
Tordrick, step on it.
Excuse me, Mr. Cartman. And he like pats the dude driving on the back. Hurry up, somebody twisted the ankle. And Cartman goes into action, and he looks back at you, Tordrick. He's been casually talking to you all day. It looks like we're gonna have our first injury of the day. Get ready, Mr. Cleric.
Or somebody run out of booze.
And he starts laughing, and he like points at you. And as you all look forward, eventually you see a man running forward, holding a person. And with that, Saga, I would love you to roll me some surge magic, if you'd be so kind. Let's see what
Alrighty.
we get. Roll me a D100, please.
And a D20, I believe.
And a D20.
Considering our new
My
assignment.
program just started installing, so take your time.
Okay, so the D20 is a 4. And then an 85.
85. Well, lucky for me, I can't physically see the chart at this exact moment.
Would you like me to send it to you?
If you could send it to me in the chat, that would be great. In
Okay.
Zoom, I would be appreciative because my Discord just started uploading, or installing. Because why should I get to look at it?
It's fine. Fine.
Ooh.
It's I don't
pick
know.
one.
Okay, I'll
Which
just
one would you
pick one.
like?
Let's see.
What did you fancy?
Should I say it or should I send it? I mean, it's not really that interesting.
No, it's not. You could say it out loud.
I got a proficiency and a skill for an hour.
Yeah. Which skill would you like?
Proficiency in death saves.
I mean, I was thinking that or medicine, because actually, let's go religion, because that seems like I need it.
Yeah, that's a good direction.
Yeah.
Add a point to religion.
All right.
For an hour. Just know that about yourself.
Okay.
As you fade into darkness, you feel a connection.
And I called a lady saint.
And you're like, help, and you are out.
Yes.
And you are falling.
Oh.
You are falling through darkness. And you open your eyes, and you're underwater. Fully submerged. Dark and deep. Small bubbles occasionally move by you. It's massive and intimidating, but not very scary to you. And you see a low light glowing in the distance.
I start moving towards it.
All right.
And Nana, Gorbjorn, Fen, and where did you guys go? They were running. I keep moving.
Yeah. You
Like Satyr.
slowly swim forward.
Keep.
Meanwhile,
Oh, okay, great.
Meanwhile, everybody who is still conscious can see Dylan running towards the medic cart at full speed, holding Saga's body as he continues to yell for help. At this time, Nana has heard all of this, not being incredibly far ahead of them, and has turned around and easily can gain on on Dylan. But first, Saga, give us a death saving throw if you'd be so kind.
Okay. That's a natural 20.
Well, shit.
Okay.
Ooh,
There
me.
you go.
Alrighty, there we go. Should I have not said that? Should I have just sent it to you for the scare factor? I don't-
No, let the people know. It's fine.
Okay.
Let them know. Nana is able to make ground. Dylan tries to explain what's going on. Currently, Team Cart is gaining, but is not close enough to do anything. The cart's probably going faster than at least Tordrek could run. So the cart isn't a bad idea to stay on the cart.
How
Yes,
are we close enough for a healing word?
you are not within
Okay.
like 60 feet. You're not.
Um,
You still have some distance to make up.
okay. When we get within 60.
Okay, you can hold it to where basically
Yeah.
everybody could just start holding things
Yep.
to be like the second I'm in range, we throw magic.
Tordrick Spring. Tordrick Spring.
Okay. You all make your way forward. Nana gets to Dylan, and I'm just going to do this from your perspective, which is you guys can't really hear them. She like catches his shoulder and speaks to him, and you see he looks at her, stops moving, and moves Saga like onto the ground, which is where Nana follows her and sort of like props Saga's head up on her lap and reaches into her side pouch and pulls out a berry. For the first time, we will be casting Good Berry. Yay, we did it. Episode 1, you introduce a bag full of berries. Episode 47, you get Good Berry. And
It's 48.
oh, you're right, 48. And places this berry into your mouth and like sort of like forces you to chew. And as you swim towards this light, Saga, your eyes open again to the world around you. You cannot breathe, you cannot move. Pain radiates through your body and you go back unconscious again. 1 hit point gone. Roll me a wild surge.
Oh no, we shouldn't have made this rule, right?
Yeah. Hey guys, welcome to We Solidify Some Wild Magic Rules, where we're gonna surge a lot.
Okay, that is 14 on the D20 and a 18 on the 100.
If you'd be so kind.
I'll
as
just
to-
send it to you. Yeah,
send that
that's-
my way for right now. I'll
um,
eventually print this out again so I can
Oh,
look
this
cool with
is
my
this
papers.
is interesting. I mean, it's
Ooh,
not that.
show it to
again.
me. Everyone be casual. I like it.
Yeah.
Your eyes open for a split second. The taste of like salt and fruit in your mouth, and then a sharp pain through your body, and you go back unconscious again. And Dylan and Nana watch as your hair slowly starts to grow and like starts to pile itself sort of onto the ground as it just spirals out of your head very slowly. Sort of look at
creepy.
it for a second. People on the cart. You are now within range to cast your spell. So go ahead and roll the hit points. I'd like to talk to Saga while that's going on. Saga, you are back in the abyss, and that light is ahead of you. And you continue to you feel so compelled to move towards it. And it's confusing because you saw Nana for a split second and then she's gone again. But there's that light. You can almost feel warmth coming from it.
Lady Satyr, is that you? I'm gonna keep moving as fast as possible. I'm sorry, I might have messed up. I'm not sure what happened. Keep moving.
And then it's as if the sea moves rapidly past you and you are at the light itself. And you can see the visage of a woman fully engulfed in light in this darkness. You can see that extensions of her body tendrils and fins, thin and translucent and beautiful, shining in many colors, slowly moves around her body, and you can see her beholding you as she looks at you. Oh, sorrow, daughter.
Oh, hi. Hi. It's good to see you again. What? I'm doing the prophecy, I think. The next one that you gave me.
I am proud of you, sorrow, daughter. You do your prophecies as you should. You move forward. You listen. But only you listen. None understand like you do.
I'm really trying. I'm telling everybody, and I'm trying to. They listen when I tell them about you. I'm telling everybody.
You give them my gift.
Yes.
And what have they sacrificed?
Not some time. Time. I mean, Tordric helped, and Fen, they helped me build a temple, and they spent a lot of time on it, and it was very, very nice of them.
What have they sacrificed?
I don't know. They sacrifice themselves every time we go out into battle, and they help save me and they keep me safe. That's a lot.
They will never know sacrifice. And you are pulled forth back into the world again. How many hit points we got, boys?
10 from me.
So, how close are we now?
You are
in this
within
spot?
60 feet if you have a spell that works for that.
Okay. I'll go ahead 1 sec. For this round, sorry.
Yeah, no problem. So you have at least 10 hit points.
Well, yeah, he began to pray because he was going to cast Aura of Purity, is what he's going towards. And what that does is that keeps a person that's his ally from taking any poison damage, as well as gets heightened saving throws for anything that has to do with poison and disease and stuff like that.
Is it no
so-
poison damage or half poison damage?
Let me, 1 moment. Purify energy radiates from you in an aura with a 30-foot radius. It's centered on the person that casts the preacher or the priest that casts it, or priestess. They cannot become diseased, has resistance to poison damage, and has advantage on saving throws against effects that cause any of the following conditions, including poison, paralyzed, that kind of stuff.
Okay, so it's half damage,
So it's kind of
but you are preventing a lot of it from happening once you're within 30 feet.
right,
So you can start casting that.
right.
Perfect. 10 hit points plus 1 from Nana, who just keeps aggressively throwing berries into your mouth. Saga, you have 11 hit points. Roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Currently, you're not within the aura yet, but you will be next round.
Oh. Constitution is 21.
Ooh, there you go. You're gonna take half damage,
Ooh.
but at what cost? You know.
Uh,
So you're unconscious again. Roll me
good.
wild magic.
okay.
Hey, listen, guys. Fireball's only a day away.
Mm.
Send it to me, please.
Yeah, okay. I rolled a 1 on the d20, which means it's an extreme effect.
I love
Let's see
it.
what that means.
I love to see it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, that's all right.
This could just all be nice things. Your hair is
I
so
mean,
long and luscious. You're better
I-
at religion.
I cute.
You're like, I just got hotter. I don't know what happened.
Oh. Okay. I don't
Interesting.
think that you're gonna see much there.
Yeah, we'll keep that between you and me.
Okay.
You can, but the people who like can see Saga see that like magic keeps like moving around her body every time she goes unconscious. And then it's like the hair happens, and then there's the smell of salt water, and then there's magic again, but you don't know what happens. But something do. Saga, unconscious again. The next round, Saga, death saving throw.
Okay. That's a success.
Okay. Next round, you guys are within 30 feet. Actually, you guys, this guy's dashing. Cart guy has nothing else to do. You guys are basically within range at the point where you could cast your spells as necessary. You are within 30 feet. People can jump off the cart if they want. So now Saga has the advantage of this purity circle. And anything from anybody else or anything different for Drift?
If I just cast that, that's where
Perfect.
he'll be.
All right. Roshan?
Roshan's going to send another healing word. This time at a lower level, but 8 hit points.
18?
Well, thank you.
8.
Oh, 8. Okay. I was just like lower level, but it's so many hit points.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. +1 from another Goodberry.
9.
Just so many good. She's like, good thing I've been saving all of these. You all get over there.
Oh, and at that time, I'd also like to be like screaming at Dylan what happened.
He looks up and he just looks confused. He looks up. I don't know. She talked about some poison or something. I just saw her fall down. I didn't see anything happen. At this point, you see Egill jump off the cart and he's just mumbling under his breath, and you watch as he pulls his gloves off of his hands and he just makes his way over slowly to Saga. Saga pulled aggressively back from the darkness. Well, I'm here. Constitution saving throw. I'll give you advantage from our fun purity circle, because why not?
Oh, purity circle. That's gonna be another 21 with the
Ooh.
advantage.
Half of half damage. You might, who knows, you might remain conscious this time.
So
I can't
hard.
promise that, but nope. Back unconscious again. Give me another surge,
Oh.
please.
Okay.
Saga, it is a whirlwind of being pulled into the depths and the light, and the pain disappears and comes back with a vengeance each time.
My, this is an interesting one. I rolled a
Love to see
100
it.
on the D100.
Oh, hell yes. Boof. It's been real, guys.
I
Usually the
think
double odds. No.
I don't seem to. Okay, it's a 16, so 16 is the.
How you
side.
guys doing?
Oh,
Good?
okay.
Having a
That's
good
not
time?
that much. It's not as interesting as I hoped.
Oh, yeah. It's not good. It's not bad.
Eh.
That's another one we'll keep to ourselves. All these
Okay.
secrets, and you'll never know.
Wow.
But you feel your magic starting to diminish. When you go unconscious, there's just a slight taking of energy from you, and you just feel weaker each time you come back. You are fully unconscious again and see this glowing, beautiful woman starting to move slowly further back into the distance of this ocean.
Wait, Sarah, don't leave. Don't leave.
Back in the conscious world, Eagle's made his way over and he's like throwing his gloves off. It's not going to work. You're just going to keep aggressively pulling her back. And he drops down next to her and puts a hand at the collarbone and one on the side of the rib cage. And he sits there for a second and he murmurs to himself in Abyssal. Does anybody in this vicinity know Abyssal? That's who I thought, but I didn't know if Tordric was a bad boy sometimes and knew Abyssal. You never know. You can hear him speaking softly to himself. This isn't a chant he's doing. This isn't magic speak. He is talking to himself and saying, her life benefits yours. You want her to live. You want this. This is good for you. And then there is a shock of light that moves through Saga's body as he lays on hands. Saga, you are pulled forth back from the abyss, and your throat slowly starts to open again, and your body slowly gets the feeling back into it. And Egill moves in close instantly. Miss Saga, I'm going to need you to take deep breaths for me and remain calm for just a moment. Now, listen. I would like you to say that this was a bee sting. And if you can do that for me, I can promise you that I will deal with the people who did this non-violently. If you bring this to the Jarl or a chief, there will be bloodshed. And I can promise you that I will handle this with nary a drop of blood.
Saga just kind of glances over. She wants to. Can I insight check his face?
Yeah.
And then she also kind of glances over at Roshan for a moment and then back to him.
Okay. Yeah. Insight.
Okay. Is he serious?
I'd be so devastated if she rolls higher than me again. Egill has such good stats and she comes here every time.
I don't think so this time. 14.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've kind of gotten pretty okay at reading Egill.
Yeah.
You've been conscious for a solid 5 seconds.
Yeah, I died a few times. So
yeah, you have gone through a lot and you can feel your adrenaline is like through the roof. Like he physically has a hand on your shoulder, like don't aggressively sit up and just start running like I know you want to. But you don't think he is lying.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
He stands up. Bees never know when you're allergic. Am I right?
Please.
Bees. And Nana, I am going to say 100% hear that conversation and watched your face, Saga, to see if you were going to go with it or not, and is going to support your decision on it. Dylan kind of moved back because more capable people stepped in. Well, that was fun, wasn't it? Miss Saga, are you feeling any better? You're going to feel hyped up for a minute.
Yeah. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Not a problem.
Just so you know, I saw Lady Zader, and she talked about, like, everybody that I've been talking to about her. So she's probably thanks you as well.
Well, thank you to both of you. Everyone is thanked and welcomed, and we are all currently living and no longer pursued by bees.
Yeah.
And if anybody here is interested in joining me for dealing with our bee problem, I'll be dealing with it before the feast. If anyone's interested. Roshan?
I'll be there.
Mr. Tordric, Miss Saga, Miss Nana, you certainly do not have to. This is just me sticking a hand out. Mr. Dillon, I'm sorry you were not invited. I do not know you. And he just kind of nods. He seems to be just kind of confused, and like his adrenaline has finally dropped and he is now tired as he has carried a full person. Let me just double check about your appearance real fast. Saga's hair, tell me where it lands if it doubles now, Saga.
Sorry?
On your body, like where does it land? Where does it go down to?
Well, I recently did get my hair cut, so I think I think she like chopped it at the shoulders. So,
Okay.
I guess it'd be like I guess it'd be like waist level at this point.
So her hair is doubled and a bit dazed, but she is back with everyone. And Egill has like picked up his gloves and started putting them on. Fucking fingers are freezing as he pulls his gloves back on. Okay. I'm sorry that you all didn't win the race though. My apologies. But your friends were going damn fast, so who knows?
Saga stands up kind of shakily and looks over to Dylan. Thank you very much. You saved me again. I really appreciate it.
He also seems to be very shaken. Are you sure it was bees?
Yeah. I was kind of I think I might have gone unconscious a lot, so I didn't see things very well, so yeah, I'm sure that's
Roshan's going to interrupt her so she doesn't have to continue lying. And
okay, good.
I'd already
give
picked up
her-
my dice. I was like,
he's going to give her a hug and do the healing hands racial feature, so you get 7 more hit points. I don't know if you got healed at all by Egill's thing.
I don't think so.
Oh, he gives none. He gives you 10 hit points back.
Wow.
And Roshan would like to say, don't scare us like that again. At least not before I get the chance to properly thank you for the fine work you've put into my club.
Oh. No, it's not me. That was Eagle picked it out and everything, and then he gave me some stuff to do it, and I had a really good time. It looks good on you. Thanks.
I will give you another healing word after that.
Okay, and I would also love that deception roll, please.
Oh, I do need to make it. Okay.
I'd love it.
That's a 14.
Okay, he seems to nod and he accepts your answer.
Yeah.
The party kind of comes over, the people who are here at least, like they come over to check on you. Meanwhile, neck and neck, running around the town, full speed, wind whizzing by, people cheering, blood pounding in their ears. Gorbjorn and Fen run across the finish line at the exact same time. Both
Whoa.
hitting it instantly. Like there's the judge sitting there like squinting right at the edge, and he watches you both run by.
You want to go
guys
again?
are running so fast. Just tell me how you stop running.
Oh, you might be muted, Krista.
Maybe just end it with a barrel roll and kind of.
Woof, and there he goes.
Did we hear Saga?
No, you heard none of that.
Okay, none of that. Okay.
Yeah, you guys were busy being way ahead of them, like aggressively ahead of them.
All right. I'm not sure if Fen would stop running until the winner was announced. Then, like, I think he.
Tell me if I won. Still going. And he's been running to this day, they say. And the judge watches you go and he's like, you did it. You won. Well, you both won.
All right. Where's Nonna?
You look back, you can see some people jogging, but from here you don't see her. You know that she was behind you all, not close, but she was way behind you in the run. You guys put her in the dust. The judge comes up to both of you. So we didn't plan for people to exactly tie, so we're going to split the coins.
Just give it to him. He holds my coin anyways.
All right. And he hands 2 bags, each with 25 gold in them.
Nice.
This is the best games ever.
Where's Nonna Hemming? She's at least as fast as I am. She should be here by now.
Well, I know some people participate in the race as more of like a fun thing instead of a run as fast as you physically can thing.
That's the opposite of what a race is.
To some people, yes. But the judge waits so he can announce like a second and third place. And you watch as a few people run by. And after a few minutes, none of those people are your companions.
Gorbjorn, I'll race you to find Nana.
Who is here actually like watching the race at the end here? Is it like everybody?
It is not everybody. Are you looking for somebody in particular?
The Jarl.
Yeah. Roll me either a perception check or the check you don't want to pick, which is an intelligence check.
I got a 12.
Cool.
Perception.
You look around, the only chiefs you see, you do not see the Jarl. The only chiefs that are at the end are Hertha and Vandil Stormer, who had family running. So they're waiting to see them finish. Hertha is sitting like on a bench holding Erling and talking to the baby. And Vandil is standing next to them having casual conversation with her. But you do not see the Jarl here. She did not see your marvelous victory.
Damn. Yeah, I got the gold. Let's go. Let's run back.
All right. On your mark, get set, and Fen takes off.
Don't give the man rules and he does whatever he wants. You got to put guidelines. Both of you just give me an athletics or acrobatics check. Let's just one.
21.
Yeah, 16.
Okay. You say go and it's just like Gorbjorn's like, I was ready. I was going to do the same thing. Boom. And he takes off. He stays a bit ahead of you for the run. But eventually you make your way back. I'm going to talk to team stayed behind because it's going to be a hot minute. What would you guys do after that?
I had an idea, and that was to get Saga up on the cart and have her waving like the princess in a parade or something.
Get onto our cool medic booze cart.
The medic booze cart.
Band-aids and booze. Get on the cart.
Do you need any more healing? Tordrick asks Saga that if she's got any issues, she needs to be healed. He's there for her.
Your mic's a little toasty for us.
It's killing me.
I'm sorry.
For some reason, for me, it's not very loud, but I feel like my volume has been greatly affected by something. So,
Okay.
But you go up to Saga. Saga, do you want some more healing?
Thank you very much. I mean, I wouldn't mind. I'm still a little sore everywhere. Yeah.
The Nine Sisters give her another 10 back.
There you
Oh, thank you.
Am I still
Thank
too
you.
loud? I can turn my mic down.
Oh, you're better now.
Okay.
While you're writing, at this time, Dylan, make sure you're okay. See that your friends can physically heal you with magic. And he's like, okay, hopefully if you're feeling better, I'll see you at the feast or something, but I should probably at least, finish the race just so my father doesn't have to stand there.
Yeah. So I'll go up to him and say, just thank you again. And she'll, if he doesn't seem scared of touching or whatever, like some people are, I just gonna give him a hug.
He does not seem bothered by touching,
Okay.
and he gives you a hug back.
Okay.
Okay.
And then
Take care of yourself.
you too.
And you go to be a princess on the cart, and Egill has gone and taken his place back up on one of the casks. So do we? I guess we still have to continue working. I don't think anybody thinks it's gonna amount to that, but I guess we're still the booze and bandage cart.
For now, and then Roshan would like to whisper into Egill's ear and ask, what the hell was that?
Magic.
No, what happened to Saga?
Not magic. First I have some questions. Saga, could you tell me, I hate to phone this, just telephone it, ye old Norse telephone. What happened? Just tell me the effects.
Oh, am I? She glances around at the cart people that are here.
Yeah, the
And
only other person here is Cart Guy, who seems to, he does not turn around and pretends like he's not there.
Okay. Well, it was a sharp pain, and then I think I couldn't breathe, and it got harder and harder to breathe and talk, and then I went unconscious, and then it hurt a lot, and I kept going unconscious and waking up and then going unconscious again, and I couldn't breathe at all the whole time.
He looks at you and then he turns to Roshan. Fucking poison. What are you gonna do? I have some assumptions, and that's why I'm going to handle it. It is not exactly widespread news that I am here currently. So I just want to make sure it's known. Very calm, very cordial. That was potent.
Is it the same as the people that met me and Tordrick out in the woods? Possibly.
It is very likely, which makes them really fucking stupid. It should be easy to deal with them.
Okay. If you need help, I can help.
Well, listen, any of you are invited to my talks. I plan on, I'll tell you, I plan on asking a representative nicely to come join me at Island Life so we can have a conversation and catch each other up. Any of you are welcome to be there, if anyone's inclined.
Okay.
But the audacity, right? One step out of town.
That was a little rude, I have to say. I'm not very pleased.
Miss Saga, I feel a very similar way. And you guys, the cart makes its way down, and eventually Cart and Team Fen and Gorbjorn would eventually meet in the middle. You see all your friends just riding on the cart the rest of the way.
That's a bit cheating, isn't it?
Oh, I tripped and I fell a lot.
All right, well, the race is over. Saga, you all right?
Yeah, everybody helped me a lot, so I'm okay now.
How are you feeling?
Better.
I'd love
Better-
insight from Fen and Gorbjorn just for one thing in particular. Just want to see if this one thing.
I'm busy pouring a beer.
Oh, get out of here, Gorbjorn.
I rolled a 3.
Those worse.
It's
Oh.
kind of like you like look at Saga and you're like, something's different. And it's when like a woman in your life gets a haircut
Oh,
and you don't
no.
notice. That's the situation. You're like, shit, it has to be something. It's something. I know it is, but what the fuck is it? You know something is visually different. And you just have no idea what it is. You're like, the fuck is this? Something's different. Showing it off casually. Yeah. Fen, we'll talk about it later.
Who's speaking to me? Oh, that was Nana. That's your
Yeah.
Nana voice.
That was my Nana voice for
Okay.
right now. It will change every time I use it.
Okay. All right. Saga, do you feel all right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And not saying any like actual physical maladies of her, I'll be like, oh, all right, fine. She's fine.
Yeah, there is no injury.
hmm
Um,
Just good old normal Saga. Nothing's different.
I am fine and everything is good.
Yeah.
Eagle kind of gives Saga like a pat on the shoulder and kind of like leans in. If you feel like you can tell them later, you can. Just depends
Okay.
if you think they're gonna make a fuss.
Oh.
Mm,
Yeah.
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 Don't worry, I'll deal with it, and you're welcome to be there when I do it.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right.
I'm just saying you should really talk to Lady Seder more often. She's kind of waiting for you to talk to her.
Oh, me personally.
Well, because I've been telling you about her and like you keep saying you maybe will, but she even said to me like you're talking to a lot of people, but they haven't said anything. And so it was kind of like a nudge nudge sort of thing, I think.
Well, I'll give it a go. I'm not doing anything. This cart's going half a mile an hour. Eagle's gonna get comfortable and close his eyes and
Oh, I'm gonna give him guidance.
oh yeah, give him guidance. He probably needs it.
If I can give him an advantage at all, I'll do that too. I don't know. I'll do all anything that I can as a cleric.
as a now cleric.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll give him advantage because you're probably there like, and just think really hard about her. You got it.
Yeah.
Is anybody else doing anything as this cart moves along? Gorbjorn, you've gotten a drink. You can hop up on the cart too if you want. You could go do whatever you want. It's just team on the cart having drinks now. The real race.
Roshan is
Toward-
visibly angry.
Ooh, he mad. And Tordrick?
He's yelling, "We got 2 kinds of shots on this wagon!" Yelling that we can take bruised knees and we can take shots, whichever you have, whatever you bring us.
People seem pretty excited about that as Tordrick goes back into bandage and booze mode. And people come over for drinks and shots and to talk. And some guys just like, I got a splinter. And easy enough to just like throw 1 hit point at that guy.
I need a shot.
Here you go, man.
Salute.
You're able to help him. What is your religion? Okay.
Plus the
Eagle-
D4.
Oh, plus a D4. Wow. Wow. Dirty 20.
Oh.
Eagle sits there quietly. That was a very nice moment. Thank you for encouraging me, Miss Saga.
Okay, good. Did you speak with her?
We haven't spoken yet, but it's like you see somebody across the room at a party and you gotta be like, okay, I've acknowledged them and I'll get there. But I think we have some acknowledgement.
That's a very good start.
Yeah,
Good
I
job.
think so.
Yes, that's good. That's good.
Of course. glances over at Roshan, reaches over, like puts an arm around you and like squeezes your shoulder. Pretend you're having a good time for like 3 seconds. Not for me, certainly not for me, but for the people watching you parade around town.
Roshan will plaster a fake smile on his face. To the untrained eye, it looks pretty real.
Yeah. You see Egill almost kind of reacts to it like uncomfortably. Like he's like, like he doesn't know if he liked his choice. Like, that'll do them. He's like, gotcha. What an eventful day. And eventually the cart makes its way around and stops at the finish line. If everybody's finally finished and people see that, they're like, oh, people are getting on the cart. So some people jump on the cart halfway through, the people who were going slower, to get to the finish line. And eventually it's just a bunch of people hanging on to the cart. And they all jump off and are very excited because they're all now drunk. But they finished the race. And all of you know that the feast is later tonight, and that Egill has invited half of you so far to a cordial meeting back at his place before the feast. So Egill hops off the cart. Once again, invite is still open. You all have a good time. Congratulations on your win. You guys are fucking running. And Egill starts to make his way away. Roshan, you coming too, or do you need some time?
Roshan will follow him.
All right. And those two exit the party, and that is where we're going to stop for our break today. On time, here we are. She did it. Wow, astounding magic. We are going to take a 10-minute break. We'll be right back so we can, when we return, we will have a cordial meeting with some people who are throwing poison darts around. And hopefully they won't do that no more. And then we're going to have a feast and maybe a bit of an announcement. I guess we'll see. See you guys in 10 minutes. 10 minutes. We'll be back. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Dice Cult, episode 48 of On the Backs of Gods. We just took our 10-minute break. Saga was full of bee poison and is now no longer full of bee poison. And we are all okay. No, we're gonna say bee poison because it be poison. So thank you all for coming to my TED Talk.
Comedic genius.
Guys, I just had that written in my notes for weeks, just like, oh boy, soon. But it's feeling better. In the near future, there will be a feast where everybody will be there, including the woman Gorbjorn is trying to court, also known as the Jarl of the whole West. You bang a room full of people, and then you bang one person, and you're like, I could get anyone. The Jarl. Just you set the standards high, and they seem to be working for you, and who knows what'll happen. It's going to be the nat 20 that pisses me off today. The cat gets it. Gets my pain. Saga is now fine. Egill said he is going to deal with the problem cordially, and if she tells, the Jarl or the chiefs about it, they will handle it in bloodshed. And he promises that he can do it without bloodshed. So Saga agrees, believing him. He also tries to have a nice religious moment. Roshan is very mad about the whole situation and is pretending to not be poorly. He tried to focus, and the cat's like, yeah, me too. Focus on me. After going in and out of consciousness, speaking to Lady Satyr, getting a message from her. What do the messages ever mean? Who really knows? We are now at a time where if there are things people would like to do before either going to hang out with Egill for a meeting or talk to each other before the feast starts. So is there anything anybody wanted to do? You all are together at the finish line, except Roshan has started walking away.
No, what happened back there? I know you can run much faster than that. What delayed you?
She looks over at Saga and raises an eyebrow.
Saga's leaving.
Saga just slowly walking away.
Yeah.
Fen, let me tell you after we're somewhere more private, maybe after the feast.
Well, we're not meant to be alone, so I'm going to stay close to you, if that's all right.
Roll insight.
8.
She tries to relay something with her face. It does not work, and she's like, that was on me. I am actually going to speak to Valdr really quick before the feast. I suppose you're welcome to come, but I'd ask that you sit outside. So you can stay with Gorbjorn.
I suppose we can trust Valdr. I'll stay with Gorbjorn.
Right.
I could have beaten him in that race anyways.
I'm sure. She gives you a little nod. And she glances around and sees Valdr. And I'll see you at the feast. And she makes her way over to him. So now we have the currently people who are still here are Fen, Gorbjorn, Saga has slowly backed away into the distance, and Tordrek is still here. Is there anything you guys wanted to do, or is it like Gorbjorn's like, well, I have to go, make sure my hair looks cute?
Yeah, I just ran, so I have to redo my makeup. I
He's
guess.
like, ah, shit, no wait, Saga, come back. My makeup.
Okay.
I'll freehand it.
Ooh,
Oh.
yeah. I would love. This is
boy.
something you've been working on. Give me sleight of hand.
Ooh. 19 total.
Wow.
Ooh.
You've watched her do it a bunch of times. Like, it's not that hard. It's like making a crayon drawing on a piece of paper, but it's your face.
I want like a
Um,
whole face coming, like attack my eye kind of thing.
You just do the map across your face.
Yeah.
Perfect.
After all that map work, he's like getting a little pretty good at it.
He's like, yeah, I figured out how to hold the pencil right, and I'm figuring it out. Yeah, you make yourself look presentable to prepare for the night. Anything else? Tordrek, I don't know if you're joining team go talk to Egill later or not. Which would you like to do? Would you show up for that?
Tordrick was going to run over real quick where they were going to serve the food and drink later and bless it. And make sure everything's kosher with that, being that there was a little bit of whispering about poison stuff going on. He feels he might need to be over there.
Yeah. You go over. A couple of people don't recognize you. Somebody quickly, like, basically announces who you are, and they're like, oh, please go ahead. And they show you around and show you the food that's being prepared and set up and the drinks, and you were able to check to your heart's content. And I'm assuming you're doing some of your purifying doodadery.
Yep.
You all saw as my brain fully stopped after the word purify. But
That's where you go and you look at some food, then you take a shot. Then you go to look at some more food, then you take an ale. You know, it's just
is it clean? It's clean, boys.
Yes.
It's all
Yes.
good. So it seems it is going to be Saga and Roshan that are going to show up for the meeting. That's fun. Roshan, you went with Egill, who walks back to his place, and he walks inside and he gives a whistle, and 4 people out of these crowd of people that's in his establishment are up instantly and over to him. Okay, here's my first question. Do I need 4 of you fucking sitting in this room? That's my first question. Second question, because you're not fucking doing anything. Are you guys busy? And he explains to them that he would like them to go into the woods. And while he is doing this, he is writing out a message on parchment. If you would be so kind, I do not expect them to put up a fight. And if they do, it's not technically the meeting yet. So what can I say? Bring this to them. Tell them I want their best and their brightest. And send them as soon as they can come. And hands this letter off to somebody. And all 4 of these people quickly leave the establishment. See? And he looks at you, Roshan, just full smile on his face. You got to work on making it look natural, is the thing. Because if everybody thinks you're mad all the time, what's that going to do?
How long do we have before the feast tonight?
A few hours. It's a sundown sort of thing.
I'm gonna go take a dip in the pool.
I understand. Saga, did you follow them or did you go somewhere else?
Well, at first she wanted to go to the temple, and then she remembered that would be a very bad idea.
She started walking that way and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. And she was like, well, I guess I'll go to the painted temple that I made, because that's the second best option.
Yeah,
So
you
then
follow them.
Yeah, I try not to make it seem like I'm not following them. I'm just like
I'm just also going this
I'm walking
way.
in the same direction. And then I'm just gonna sit in front of it and talk to Lady Seder for a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
You sit in front of this place and softly talk to yourself.
And if
And you're-
anyone goes by, she jumps up and is like, "Hi, can I let you know about it?" And then she tells them all about it.
They're like, oh, geez. Yeah, you aggressively jumping up now. Please let me talk to you about Lady Zader.
I'm not
Do you
doing
know
it
of
good enough.
sacrifice? What's up?
Have you ever sacrificed anything?
You just grab somebody by the shoulders. What have you sacrificed? I don't get out of here.
Like drunk and scared.
They're like, what is happening? Hello? But Egill talks to Rashawn. He's like, you go relax. And then he knew you were behind them the whole time, Saga, so he's gonna step outside. Seems I have to have this conversation with a couple people today. Bring it down. Relax.
Huh.
Look like you're not insane is the goal.
Okay.
I know it's
Which-
hard the first
Yeah.
time.
I wasn't sure which thing I was doing that was the tipping point.
I mean, I could hear it from inside. So it may have been first the volume.
Okay.
Just
I'll stop using thaumaturgy then.
yeah. Yeah, I think that would be a good first step is maybe don't do
Okay.
that.
Okay.
And Miss Saga, this is fully up to you. I am content with just the two of you. If it would make you feel safer to have more, but I personally think things go smoother with less people in a room. But if you
Yeah.
wanted somebody else, that is fine.
Well, I think Nana's pretty busy, but I guess I could ask if she'd want to come. I don't know. Did she seem like she wanted to come when she was?
You did
I don't-
hear as you were leaving that she was going to go talk to Valdr.
Okay.
Listen,
Well-
if you want to go find Miss Nana, you're welcome to bring her along. I could probably send somebody to find her and ask.
Well, I want to talk to her about something. I'm not sure if I should. I feel like Fen would want to come, but I don't know. Last time he was in a private meeting, he like shot somebody. So yeah.
Well, I specifically told you that I'm going to try to handle this with no bloodshed, and I feel like that sounds like bloodshed.
Yeah, that's why I'm a little, like unsure about that one, and I think I
I-
might get a second opinion.
Yeah. I will swear to you your safety, no matter the situation.
Well, thank you.
Of course. And you'll have Roshan there.
Yeah, he's very good. All right. I'm really glad that we met you, Eagle. And you tried to kill us and stuff. It was good.
He's going to roll insight. He raises an eyebrow. You fully bamboozle me every time you talk, and somehow it's endearing, and I'm working through it. So you're welcome.
All right, I'm gonna go find Nana.
Okay.
Skips away.
Skips away into the distance. I said that I was going to have this conversation with myself, and by golly, do I want to? No. So, you're gonna, will I? No, you can't make me.
What? Saga can't watch from the distance and listen, eavesdrop a little bit.
Hello, Valdr. Hello, Nana. How you doing? Not bad, bees.
Oh.
Bees. I will say, yeah, you go to find Nana. She is currently in the process of leaving because it takes you a while to get there. So she's in the process of leaving where she was meeting Valdr. I'd like you to roll insight.
Oh, okay. 11?
Well, don't worry. I can't roll higher than a 4 on this dice today. And you know what that means? New dice.
Okay.
Nana deserves better. you can see just the tiniest little blush, a little bit of blush.
Oh, okay.
She looks and makes her way over to you and kind of glances around. Is everything all right?
Am I interrupting something?
No. Guys, thanks for coming on the backseat.
Okay. Oh no.
Don't know what you're talking about. I've never done anything in my life.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Is this not an insight check?
I hate it here. I don't want to be. Yes.
So I am interrupting or I'm not.
No. Nope.
Okay. I just thought I'd talk to you about everything that happened. And Ego's gonna have a meeting with the representative. Did you hear that part? Well, he asked if I wanted anyone else to come, but then he also said to have less people. So then I was wondering about you and Fen and Gorbjorn and Tordrick, and it's supposed to be bloodless though, so I don't know if we should invite Gorbjorn and then that thing that happened with Fen and like the viney stuff. Not
Yes,
sure
I
if
was.
that's
I was there.
right. Yeah.
I saw that. Yes.
Yeah.
I'll join you.
Oh, okay.
I think that should be good.
Okay. I'm sure that you can tell him anything that happens. Hopefully he won't be too unhappy about that.
No, he'll be fine.
No. Yeah. Okay.
She looks at you and she takes a moment, and then she gives you a hug.
So it feels a little better now. Okay.
It's just a good squeeze. All right. Let's go have a very civil conversation.
Yeah. Thank you.
And-
Thanks for all the berries, by the way. They don't taste good yet, but they really helped.
I was excited to use them, so
Yeah.
happy to use them. Episode 48, and it's me, Jillian. But you two can start making your way over to Egill's place, and she like glances at you, and she's like, "By the way, I said yes." And she's trying to like suppress a smile, but you see it.
Congratulations. We need to talk about so many things. Why would you tell me right before this meeting? Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry, I didn't. And she just kind of she stumbles over. I didn't know. And she's like, oh, maybe it was a bad idea to tell you right before the meeting. So you all make your way over to Egill's place. There is a lovely woman at the bar. Hi there. Would you like something to drink?
A crunchy
Oh.
sweet tea, please.
Saga, yes, of course.
Thank you.
And makes you takes from the large pot of sweet tea, and after like putting sugar around the glass top, there you are, and then gives a drink to Saga. Or drink to who else is here? Nana, that person's here.
Yeah,
Who's here? Who's here? We just invited people. Gorbjorn is currently doing his beauty vlog stuff, so he is occupied getting cute. This one matches my skin tone. You see that Egill invites you downstairs. Roshan, we should be good in a few minutes. We're gonna talk in the office, like civilized people do.
I suppose I should get dressed then.
I mean, that is fully up to you.
Well, I mean, Freyroon is obviously an excellent negotiator with all of that. I don't think I would be.
I could not say. I've never spoken to the woman. Let me show you into my room. And Egill opens the door to a sort of a clean chaos sort of working area. Ignore the books. We'll bring some chairs down. You guys will sit, get comfortable, and we will have ourselves a nice conversation with our friend here who will, I'm assuming after hearing reason, will kindly leave. And that's the dream. And that's how it's going to go. They'll be leaving. A man runs downstairs, hands a note back to Egill, who looks at it. All right. Meeting time. Get comfortable. Is there anything you two want? He goes and he sits at the desk. 2 chairs have been brought down. Would you guys like to sit on either side or next to each other?
I think on either side seems a little more threatening.
Okay.
Of course. I'm not here to threaten anyone, though.
Where's Nana sitting?
Nana like pokes her head out. He's like, oh shit. Another chair. God damn it. Like he walks upstairs to go get the chair himself. And she's gonna sit on your side, Saga.
Okay.
All right. Here are my guidelines. I will lead the conversation. If you have questions, you are welcome to ask them. I advise you not to throw hands. That's all. Just don't throw hands. And
Okay.
perfect. I don't think I'm asking for a lot. Weapons.
So I
at
was
your
just thinking
side.
of her lady satyr hand, and that's about it.
She's like, I will not throw the hand. The hand will
Yep.
remain stationary.
Gotcha.
And after a while, that same man comes back downstairs and is like, would you like me to send him in? And he gives a nod. Go ahead, invite our friend in, give him a drink. And a man enters a moment later with a drink in hand. Hood now pulled down off of his head. Saga, you recognize this man as the one who was talking to you in the woods near the stream. Sorry, all these cats are bad. Stop it. He knocked over my trash can. Anyway, sorry, devastated. This man walks in. Bit of a stern look on his face. He comes in, looks at Egill, sees Egill smiling, and then kind of like little side of his mouth kind of picks up a bit. Hi. Came as quickly as I could. Of course. Take a seat. You know Miss Saga, Miss Nana, Roshan. The man sits down. Yeah. Adams. I'm Adams. He looks at you, Saga, and he kind of like looks you over. You seem healthy.
Unfortunately for some people, huh?
Can't disagree. And he smiles like yellow teeth, just not the most pleasant of mouths. Well, you called me up here. First off, I would like to start off by saying I had not heard word that you moved south into Galunder. And that's my bad for not keeping up with the times. Now that is fine. That is certainly understandable. The news was very recent. And if I'm not mistaken, you're not really from around here, am I right? The guy looks over the group. Yeah, me and my guys are from back over the hammer. I see. Now, I have a couple questions. You're willing to answer them, and I just ask that at the end of this, you casually leave, because I will not appreciate any more attempts on life in territories that belong to me. I hope that's understood. Now, and I know I'm a man for the rules, but I am not accepting one step out of town as out of my fucking territory. I just want that clarified. So you're from East. Who sent you here? Oh, the happy married couple. I need everybody in the room to roll insight.
Nat 20, 25.
Oh shit. I got a dirty 20.
Ooh.
25. Wow.
You all take a glance at Egill.
What does Nana get?
Get in here, Nana.
Sorry.
Not bad.
What?
She will also see this.
Okay.
She's hearing, seeing things with her non-Cockney accent. And all of you take a glance at Egill and see he pretty much has the same expression on his face, that slight smile. You can see he blanches slightly at the statement, happy married couple.
Just imagine all of our eyes snap over to Egill.
Boom. Just everybody quickly.
Yeah. Like a tennis, like a
yeah.
tennis game.
He looks uncomfortable. Kind of quickly brushes that down. Interesting. I don't know what interests them in the West, but understood. I see why you're so quick, so willing and wanting to get this job done quickly. But I'm going to have to ask you to vamoose. Can you watch Adams look over the group? I hear you. It's a lot of money we're talking about, though, and to piss off the couple. Listen, I fully understand. And I will talk to them personally. I will deal with it, and you do not have to send bad news their way. So it is not a problem on your end. And honestly, for your troubles in transport, he reaches into the desk and places a small bag of coin onto the table, just for you being so willing to listen. If we can confirm you and your boys heading off, fully appreciated. And I will deal with the happy couple. He looks at Egill. Yeah, I think that this could work. He like tests the weight of the bag. Yeah, I think we're good. The man stands up from his chair.
Can I see if he seems like they're good?
Yeah, go ahead and you can roll insight.
Okay.
But Izzy squints.
Izzy. 13.
These guys have just sort of been like, their eyes are glaring at each other, but their mouths are smiling, and you're like, I cannot fucking tell how anyone feels now. As you stare at them, like you're like, I don't know. I don't know anymore. But Egill also stands up and he makes his way around the desk. Very much appreciated. This doesn't just include the people in my office currently. This includes the whole shebang. You understand. The man nods. Of course. And he kind of like tosses up the bag of coin and then he puts it into his pocket. We will move out of here as quickly as possible. Don't want to cause too much of a ruckus. A lot of metal in town. Of course. Thought it was pretty ballsy of you to do it anyways. Pretty damn ballsy. Egill goes over and extends a hand towards him. I consider this binding. And the man says, of course, yeah. I think it makes a lot of sense to not step on each other's toes. If this area, as you say, belongs to you, I would hate to intrude. but I also think that it could be easier if maybe you weren't in the picture anymore. And this man fully pulls out a dagger, and he is going to go to
I do
stab
think-
Eagle. Is you busy?
Can I do some-
But we're gonna roll. I was gonna say investigation. Everybody roll investigation. There's a knife. What the fuck is it called? It's just investigation.
Initiative.
Thank you.
Initiative.
Thanks, guys. It just fully left me gone.
Oh no, I wanted to do better.
Oof. Was this the time for me to roll really good? Probably not.
No.
Nana rolled a 1. She's
Oh.
here.
Master
Mhm.
20 for me.
Oh, good. I got a 12.
Saga. Adam up here. And Eagle after him. And then Nana at the bottom. Perfect. This guy is going to go to stab Eagle. That certainly hits. This guy goes like for the throat, and Eagle had his hand up to shake, pulls his hand up a little higher, and catches the knife fully in his hand to stop it from getting him in the throat.
Ah,
Next up in initiative is Eagle. All of you start to like get up from your chairs. Sagi, you are ready to throw hands as the good Lord intended now.
yeah.
Eagle standing there, knife in hand, looks, I accept your challenge, and fully, just to make sure, yeah, fully inserts this knife under this man's jaw. And you watch as a burst of light explodes out of the man's mouth. And you watch as his eyes start to burn at the corners, and the same around the lips of the mouth. This man fully drops as you watch as the orifices of his face burn, and he falls down. Eagle stands arm aloft. Well, I'm real sorry about that, Miss Saga. I truly did not want this to turn to bloodshed.
It's okay. No, it's not you. I wouldn't
Standing there like just bleeding from
we
the
still
hand,
in
just
it?
kind of holding it up.
Are we
Yeah,
still
I
in
think,
initiative?
Yeah, I'm gonna drop initiative. Our aggressor is burned with holy light into the abyss.
Roshan would like to rush over and panic a little bit, but then say, can you remove it? Oh no, he took it out.
Yeah, he put it somewhere else.
That's
This
right.
knife is
Yeah,
now in a
it's-
different
it's-
person.
Yes. So he will get a lot of use out of the healing word spell today, and
These spell slots.
I can
uh,
help too.
will use my last second level spell slot. That is 8 points of healing.
All right, starts the Nana fully stands up from her chair.
Uh,
she was tired from the race.
Does he seem like, is it all sealed up? Is he good? Or is it still like messed up?
How many points was it?
8.
8. You see that it is in the process of starting to heal, but it's a lot of blood spilling out of this dude's hand. So it's hard to tell if it's still injured or not.
I walk up and I give him a high five and I cast Cure Wounds on the hand. Regards from Lady Seder.
His eye twitches slightly. Thank you very kindly, Miss Saga, Roshan. And he shakes his hand and like blood sort of kind of splatters onto the ground. Damn. See, it's a 50-50 shot with idiots, you know? Either they're gonna listen and coin works, or it doesn't and they get themselves killed. God damn. Miss Saga, I'm really sorry about that. I still plan to solve your problem. It's just gonna be a little bit different.
I understand. I think that was mostly that guy, not you. And you healed for 14 points of healing.
Yeah, the
As
hand
well.
fully closes up. And he starts to move the fingers. All right.
What? We changed the rules, right?
Oh, yeah, we did. We're back at 1.
Okay.
This is your first like spell today.
Okay, cool. Because if we weren't back at 1, I would have searched, but I didn't.
But not today, not 6 today, boys.
No. All right.
Okay. All right, now you're up to 2. So if you
Yes.
roll a 2 on your next one. Okay. He smiles. Miss Nana, Miss Saga, thank you both for being here. It's very much appreciated. I'm sorry you had to see that. That fully legal death I just committed, you know. Now, I think for what I have to do, I would ask both of you kindly to leave.
Oh. She just glances over at the body and sees the blood starting to pool. Yeah, okay.
She's already out the door. Okay, thanks.
Appreciate it.
Nana looks to Ro and gives him a look like, are you staying? And are you comfortable staying?
Roshan will stay. Give her a little nod.
Okay. She nods. She nods to Egill, and then she quickly follows Sog out to make sure she's okay after just seeing this horrific event. And to get ready for the feast, everybody I'm sure is so hungry now. Egill closes the door behind them and looks over at Roshan. I'm going to tell you straight up, I'm about to remove this man's head. You do not have to stay.
I won't. Is the happy couple who I think it is?
He looks at you. No. No, it is not. That's a different fucking problem that we'll talk about later.
Okay. I'll just step out for a minute.
All right. An Egill does what he does best. Business. After that event, it's time for the feast. Gorbjorn has spent his time getting hot, getting sexy. Tordric has spent his time eating food, drinking, and it's all safe. Has tested everything and it is good. Everybody who wants to come to the event can certainly show up for the event, and it is a bash. There is music and dancing and song and so much food, an aggressive amount of food. And the tables are full of it. This area is just full of energy, and there's a bunch of like braziers lit, and the room is just kind of hot compared to the outside. So when you walk in, it's like entering into a different world, entering this room. You all are at this rad feast. Everybody is there. Are there things you guys would like to do? Nana and Saga pretending they're not traumatized at all and are having a good time.
Yeah, mainly that. And then I guess filling up on some of the sweets and keeping an eye out for a white throne, because I feel like this is a feast and my prophecy says that, and these cinnamon buns are really good.
And you have a plate of cinnamon buns and are like just glancing at each chair in the room, like which one to use a throne.
Yeah.
There is a throne in the room, which would normally be where Hertha would sit if they were doing something fancy. But currently the Jarl is hanging out around there and talking to people up on this seat, which I will say is not white as you look around. Currently, roll me a perception check real fast.
Okay. She'll also probably end up going to play with like the children that are around.
Yeah.
The other chief's children. Ooh, I've got so many other things to do.
Yeah.
It's a 13, which is bad for
Okay.
me.
That's
Yeah.
not bad for you, not terrible in retrospect. But you have an eye out, but a lot's going on. So you have an eye out, you have cinnamon buns, and you're hanging out with a bunch of kids. Anybody else doing anything in particular? Roshan, sadly, Egill had business tonight and could not fully escort you to the event.
That's okay. He would probably join Saga then.
Okay. Are you also keeping an eye out? Here's the question, Saga, does everybody know about your prophecy?
Oh, absolutely. I told
Okay.
everybody in detail.
I just wanted to make sure that everybody knew the prophecy. Cool.
Yes.
Yeah, he'd keep an eye out for an enemy in a throne of white, but also only got a 13 perception.
You guys are just like, but these cinnamon buns, though, they really went all out this year.
Yeah. Saga starts talking about how they could play some music again because she still has this instrument that hasn't come up in a while. So,
Pull out your dulcimer.
Yes.
So you interested in some song? What are other people up to at this
That's what I
event?
sound like.
Hello, it's me, Saga. An instrument. That's what you guys sound like, right? I'm hearing you all correctly, right? This is Nana, and this is Saga. Hi. Those are the things I hear, right?
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
wrong.
yeah. No,
That's
no,
right.
no.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that sounds right. Anybody else? What's up?
I'd
drinking.
probably bring a cup up to the Jarl and kind of like cheers it in her name and drink it all in one swoop. And then like lean in and ask, kind of like lowering my voice. Going like, so will you be willing to continue our conversation later tonight?
Go ahead and roll persuasion.
Nine. No, 10.
Okay.
You didn't have me announce you this time. You should have announced you.
That's the problem. You gotta be announced. She glances over at you. And she raises an eyebrow. Ask me again later, and we'll see.
Gonna drown my sorrows in cups.
First time I've been denied.
I don't know how to handle this.
How do I handle rejection? Tordrick, I'm assuming, like you said, you're getting turned. That's what these things are for, is for one to get turned. Speaking of getting turned, raise your hand if you're having more than 2 drinks. Cool. I would love, roll me some Constitution if you'd be so kind.
Ability checks or saving throws?
Sorry, I was making sure a cat wasn't ripping something apart. Go ahead and give me saving throw. Why not? Give you the boost. Give Samuel the boost.
18.
18 as well.
Was it
12.
a 3 18s?
No, 12 for me.
Okay. I was just like, wow. Yeah, I mean, you guys are getting turned. If you continue to drink, there won't be rolls involved, but currently you guys are holding your own, but you're at least tipsy and you're getting drunk. People who are keeping an eye out, was anybody else doing so? Nana will roll poorly to do it, sure. That's not terrible. Okay. Happy to not roll a nat 1 for her again. Roshan and Saga. Keeping your eyes out, you both sort of kind of team up on team. Maybe we could play some songs and entertain some children and eat some sweets and maybe find a throne of white. I don't know what you're doing tonight. And you glance around and you count when new people come in. You're like, okay, that's a new person. And you watch them and they sit in a normal chair and you're like, yeah, that makes sense. All the chairs are normal. None of the chairs fit the descriptor. And about part of the way into the event, you guys got there pretty early because you were able to and asked to by Hertha. Eventually, Freyroon and Nadia enter the scene. First, they go up to the Jarl, say a how do you do. They talk for a moment there. You watch as Freyroon makes her way over to a table where a lot of the chiefs are sitting, chiefs and like a member of their family. And she stops next to the chair. Nadia comes over and removes her fur cloak, drapes it over the chair, and Freyroon sits in it.
Oh dang, what color is that cloak?
Yeah.
That fur coat would happen to be white.
Oh dang. I'm making like eyes at Rush, like
You're muted.
Roshan makes the same eyes back.
You guys just are aggressively.
While we're trying to play like merry-go-round music.
Blink, blink, blink. Oh, geez.
So
Yep.
jeez.
And she casually sits there. Nadia sits next to her and is like holding her hand and occasionally like brings her hand up and like kisses it and just kisses at different fingers just as they sit there while Freyroon casually talks to people. What are you doing, Team Sneaky? Anything?
Is that us?
Yeah, currently you.
Oh, okay.
Not
I wasn't sure if we were sneaky.
raise his hand. Is that me? Am I sneaky? I'm just curious. So you can see your friends getting turned. Gorbjorn, you could see is sort of wallowing in it just a little bit.
Dancing with randoms at this point.
Yeah, gotta pick myself back up. Having a good time now.
Roshan would like to message Nana per the spell and say Freyroon sits in a throne of white, which displays a predator at a crowded feast.
She is sitting next to Valdr and talking, and you watch her, she like grips her cup slightly, and then very casually tries to also make the eyes in that direction. Speaking of the eyes, I'd love all of you to roll stealth who are doing the sneaky eyes.
Okay.
11.
Keeping it up, Nana. Roll these terrible rolls today. It's a shame.
I shouldn't get this good. 21. I would expect I'd be bad.
You're just learning subterfuge from
Yes.
Egill. It's starting to rub off on you. You're like, yeah, just the eyes, they squint, but I smile. I got this. Nobody will know.
But also seeing that Nana is talking with Valdr, he would repeat the message from across the room to Fen, Gorbjorn, and Tordric.
Okay. All of you have been given this message and can easily see that her very prominent white fur coat is draped over her chair behind her. If it fits the prophecy or not, but it is what is being presented by your party.
Ben would immediately kind of slink off into the shadows. Just on alert as much as his like 4 cups in will allow him to be.
Yeah, I'd love it with disadvantage.
Do you a stealth at disadvantage?
Yes,
All right.
Do anything, Roshan.
14.
Okay.
Stealth is a good roll for me.
You slink into the shadows. Anybody else after getting the message? And it makes sense. Like if you have nothing you can do with this, that's fine. But if you have something you want to do, you're welcome to.
Yeah, I'm not gonna just run up and attack her.
You just jump onto the table.
I see. Smile.
That's a way to deal with a problem and make a whole new one.
Tordric's going to take his ale and be cheering with people and clanging beers and such and make his way over to some of his friends.
Just casually making his way closer to the team. Yeah. Guys, what the fuck? Yeah. I mean, you guys can casually go about business if you want to. That's not a problem.
Should I prepare anything for Russia, do you think? Or should we just...
There is no world in which us making the first move ends well, so
Okay, I might just do this. She casts mage armor on herself.
Voodoo.
I'll
Um,
just
Can I respond to Roshan's
Yes.
message? Okay. Fenn's just gonna say, "I'm watching," and that's it. That's just the response that he's watching.
Okay. I would love perception checks from everybody, and if you've had more than 3 drinks, disadvantage. It's up to you how you've been playing tonight.
13 for me.
A lot of 13s today.
7.
I rolled a 1.
Ooh,
6.
Not
I
do
yelled.
anything about this.
what do you got,
rolled-
Gorbjorn?
I rolled a natural 20, and then I rolled a 7 total.
Aw. So out of that, Roshan, you got the highest with a 13.
Wow.
Can I use my Tides of Chaos for this?
Sure.
Can I do
use
this
your
out?
Tides of
Yeah.
Chaos and then roll me your surge immediately.
Oh, okay.
Oh no.
Oh,
Why did I roll bad again? This is
Let's-
not worth it.
Let's hope it's worth it. Go ahead and roll and then send me the outcome if you'd be so kind.
Grand total of an 11 on that perception check for this, whatever
Good to
happens.
know. Good to know.
Yeah.
Isn't that your modifier?
No, I said 11.
Oh yeah, I just thought your modifier.
11 is not my
was
modifier. No.
enormous.
No. It's not that good. Okay, it's an 18 on the d20. Now I roll well on this bullshit. Oh no. Well, I guess this fits.
Yeah, send it to me. I guess this fits.
Nobody's gonna think anything weird about this.
Go ahead and roll then.
Okay. What's the
Don't-
DC? Against my oh shit, I
Yeah, it's
fail.
against you.
I think I fail. Let me see. 13. My DC's yeah, no, I fail.
Okay.
right. I guess
Instantly.
Roshan just sees that.
Yeah, Roshan, you see instantly turns a bit green around the gills. Saga goes pale. It's the same as the milk incident is what it looks like.
She's gone. Just
Runs. She runs outside and vomits. I feel like you've gotten a lot of wild magic that involves you vomiting. I gotta be honest. I feel like Saga throws up a lot, and it's
and I don't drink.
Everybody
Roshan's-
else is shit faced, but
Roshan's going to say to the kids in the little circle, and that, kids, is why we don't drink in excess.
they nod. Roll persuasion just real fast for me.
Yeah.
Yes, this is just a learning moment.
24.
Oh dang.
One of the kids is actually holding like an ale, like casually sets it down. Gorbjorn, you're taking a look around and are interrupted by Agnet stepping up in front of you.
what's up?
What's up? I have a question. Why are you covering up your scar?
I look better like this.
She looks at you. I would wear that scar like a badge of honor.
That badge means traitor.
I know what it means, and I know who it means that too.
You want to
should
get a
wear it.
drink?
She looks at you. Roll persuasion. I'll give you advantage. She like opens her mouth and closes it.
That's a 10.
If you wipe off part of the makeup. Yeah.
I'll splash my face with whatever ale I have and just like
Oh.
Yeah, okay, let's get a drink.
His perfect winged eyeliner.
It was the perfect cat eye. His smoky look.
His highlight. No.
His highlight. No. And she goes with you to get a drink. Watching you fully take off all the makeup when she was like, you can take off a little, and you're like, I'll take off all of it. Fuck it. And the Jarl doesn't want to smooch, whatever.
her loss.
Yeah. I'm a great catch.
Dripping with ale.
Yeah, I'm a great catch. Selga, you run outside to vomit, so you don't see this. All of you distracted by one thing or another. Fen trying to figure out like a good spot where he can see Freyroon and like exits and people, but everybody's moving so much, so it's just him focusing on getting the perfect spot in the shadows. Tordrick, sadly, a little short. That's the struggle. That's the way it is. Sometimes everybody here's so tall, but you're trying to keep eyes open. Roshan, you see somebody come in from outside. Somebody wearing blues that a lot of like the Jarl's men had been wearing, and sort of very quickly, assertively makes their way over to the Jarl, and leans in and speaks into her ear. And the Jarl sort of, big smile on her face, been talking to people, loud, boisterous, stops and looks at him. She gets up with him and they walk outside.
Oh, am I outside? Do I see this
Oh,
now?
yeah. Yeah, you,
Oh.
yeah, your perception wasn't bad. And if you're coming outside, yeah, you can see that the Jarl steps outside with somebody. Roshan, would you like to do anything?
Roshan is going to message Fen and tell him keep an eye on the Jarl. She just exited through east, west, I don't know, directions.
You're like, a door. She's out a door, figure it out.
Do I
Fen, what
know
would you like to do?
Roshan well enough to know that what he means when he says east, west? I don't know.
He tells you.
Roshan would know what.
Roshan
which
tells you which
door.
door.
Okay. All right. Fen will make his best attempt to stay hidden and keep an eye on the Jarl.
Okay. Head on out. Roll stealth disadvantage, my dude. Roshan, you staying inside?
Yes.
Saga, would you like to try and be a little sneaky, or are you gonna head back inside?
I am going to be sneaky.
I would love you to roll me a sneaky check, please.
Right.
You want more tides of chaos?
I'm thinking about it actually.
Yeah.
It might make me not sneaky though.
Who knows?
Disadvantage to stealth is 14.
just gonna do
Did
it
you
normally.
want a perception as well, or what?
Yeah, go ahead and give me a perception disadvantage as well.
Okay.
It's a 15.
Okay. Saga, perception.
Oh, I know what I can do. I'll use my
17 to perception.
Okay.
Oh, it's another creature. Never mind.
Mm.
I can't.
So 15 for stealth, and then I'd also do perception.
Yes.
Oh, damn. That was a good one this time. 25.
Okay. You Saga, we know Fen is hanging out in the shadows, being quiet, being stealthy. How are you being stealthy, Saga?
Is there a barrel or a bush around?
Roll me a D4 real fast.
Okay. 2.
It's a barrel.
Okay. Is it? Can I get the lid off?
Sure, the lid's already off. It still has about a few inches of drink left in it, but it's mostly empty.
Okay, I'll get inside, and I'll just push a little. Like there's like a spout, right? I'll just push a hole out and stick my eye through, and just watch.
eye?
Yeah.
Perfect. 10 out of 10. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And both of you set up shop, trying your best to get close and listen. The Jarl has moved
Move
in.
the barrel a little closer.
Just bounces forward slightly.
Yeah.
The Jarl is talking softly to this man. And you just got word of this? The man nods. I just received a message. It would have gotten to us quicker. They didn't know that you were not in town. She nods. Were there survivors, or was it just... There was one. That's how we were able to get as much information as we did. She nods. But not on our roads. He shakes his head. Nowhere near us. That's a damn shame. Depending on how this goes, I can see if I can send men out that way. But for now, we continue on. We can tell the chiefs about it later. It doesn't affect us directly. If they send a request for help, we will come to their aid. And the man nods. And the Jarl turns around and begins to stride her way back inside. And as she walks by, she goes inside and goes back to being loud and boisterous. And you're in a barrel and you're in the shadows. Both of you heard that conversation.
I climb out of the barrel.
You slowly climb out, just feet soaking wet. You smell of ale.
And not like vomit and ale, just like everyone else at this party.
During this time, you can see Roshan as you're keeping an eye inside, being our best perception sight in check. Wow. Hey guys, that was almost a sentence. Thank you for being here. You're our best inside perception check. Thank you.
Oh, that's what it was.
That was the goal of the sentence. It just didn't happen. You see that there's sort of been a sort of kind of dweeby counselor-ish type that has been occasionally hanging around Freyroon. And she occasionally like lean in and it looks like basically ask them a question and they will reply. And she nods. You see that person speaking to Freyroon gets up and starts coming over to you.
Roshan will continue playing this song for the kids and wait to be approached.
This very unimposing gentleman approaches you. You see he has a book, very large book under his arm. He approaches. Excuse me, sir. My lady, the Lady Freyroon, requests to have audience with you and Nana Hemming's daughter. You're allowed to bring companions if you wish, but no more than 4 of you may enter the tent at a time.
After the feast?
After the feast, yes.
I think that can be arranged.
Lovely. I will inform my lady. Does not mean some of your companions can wait outside, but I was told she does not want to crowd the place.
I understand. And Roshan gives a smile that he probably thinks it shows that they're weak, that they're not accepting more than 4 guests.
Right. Lovely. Puts up a weird, shaky little smile. Yes. And makes his way back over to Freyrun, who then looks directly at you.
Roshan will just give her a very pleasant smile.
She does not return the smile, gives a slight nod, and then turns her attention back to Nadia. As you all make your way back inside Saga after trying to, like, you pick a shoe off and you, like, pour it out into the grass. So you're
Yeah,
not
I
just
just
sloshing in.
Walk up to Rasan like squish, 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 squish.
Yeah. Gorbjorn with, oh, go ahead, Roshan.
Roshan will belabor the point with the kids and say, again, this is why you shouldn't drink at all. And he'll snap his fingers and prestidigitate the worst of the alcohol off of her.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Um,
It's good advice.
as you give beautiful PSAs to the children, Gorbjorn, as you get drunker and drunker, Agnet is starting to catch up. And she just throws her elbow down on the table. Come on, precursor to the rest of us, go.
Okay.
And we're gonna arm wrestle, boys. These are going to be opposed athletic checks, a little bit different than how we've been doing our current. It is not best of, it is you are trying to basically win enough times to get their arm down. I'll explain as we go. Basically, each check is a different area in space. And you could probably take somebody out pretty quickly or not so quickly at all. Go, go, go. Hey, D&D Beyond, hey, I'm just asking a question. If this could be any easier, that would be rad. I don't know. Hey, give us a sponsorship, but also if you can make it easier for me to figure out how to use your stuff. Hey, what's up? There we go. This is going to be athletics. First roll.
10.
Oh.
Not using that dice.
She takes you on the first round. It is one closer. If she beats you 2 more times in a row, you are done for, good sir. Next, go.
8.
She takes you down even further.
Yeah.
Next.
12.
Oh, what is happening?
I'm rolling all bad.
You both put your arms up. And you're like, did she say go? Aggressively slams your arm down in one go.
Never played this game before.
I really hope you haven't. As she laughs and like leans over and like grabs for a drink. You owe me another drink because you suck at arm wrestling. Just taking notes. How to arm wrestle. Push arm opposite way. After just the crash of your arm hitting into the table, you all watch as Valdr stands up. And he raises his arms.
Roshan will play a dramatic swell in the music and then let him talk.
You do it. Ba-ba-ba-ba-da-ba.
Perfect. 10 out of 10. He stands up. I have an announcement to make. And he goes up to stand next to his sister, who looks at him with a look of like a forced smile, like, good. What is this? So she tries to keep her face jovial, but she seems to very much not know what is going on. He steps up. Today is a day where we've all come together for the first time in a long while. People I have never even gotten to meet, yet we are bound by contracts and loyalty. And I hope to see that continued to this day. And he like raises a drink, and people cheer and woo, and people take drinks. Basically, anytime somebody raises a glass and is talking loudly, people will follow suit in this situation. So people are take a drink while he talks. I come here today to speak of another bond, of another oath, another contract. I would love to tell you today of love. And he is going to extend a hand out towards Nana. Nana stands up. Some people in the audience, woo, like start like hooting because some people just do not know what is going on and are just happy to participate.
Rashawn included.
Yeah. Woo!
Yeah.
Yay! Nana goes up, smiling, face instantly red. He looks to the crowd. Today is the day where we have come to feast together and also bind ourselves together. A stronger West and a stronger us. And he moves down onto one knee. I'd love insight checks.
Oh, okay.
Give me them sweet insight checks.
22.
19.
19 as well.
Nope. Just-
25.
Everybody except Gorbjorn sees that the Jarl is fully floored, expecting in no way, fully shocked, eyes wide, but she keeps the smile up, but her eyes just widen, dinner plates. Nana looks out and kind of like sheepishly smiles out to the group, and you can hear everybody's cheering, so you can see her mouth like I do. He stands up and smiles and looks at her. And there's a moment, a small pause, and they kiss. And that
Woo!
is just a cheer for the yay! And that is where we are going to stop for tonight. Thank you all so much for being here. I know you all appreciate a good Cockney Nana hemming, as the rest of us do, but I'm sure Nana will be returning to us, and I know you will all miss my attempt. But we love getting to tell you guys a story, and we really appreciate you guys being here. At the Dice Cult, we have some other shows if you're interested. I don't know. What are you doing at night? Nothing. What are you doing? Probably nothing. Gosh, I keep wanting to say character names. Frank, tell me what's happening on Tuesdays.
Well, the group found their friend's cell. She was basically stapled to a wall, and they ripped her little pixie wings off. So they're getting revenge, hopefully, or they're gonna die trying. So it's kind of a interesting a point in the story, but yeah, kind of sad. Poor pixie.
Yeah.
Tuesday nights, a lot of fun.
but we drink and have a good time.
Right, exactly.
But sometimes intense stuff happens.
If you've had one of those campaigns where the Pixie's done something, come watch the Pixie Revenge show. You know, that's
if you're against Pixies, it's probably more DMs who are like. But if you're interested in something a little bit different than some good old-fashioned D&D, on Saturdays we have Vampire the Masquerade in the last remaining light. Currently, I like to think that I'm a little bit deadly when it comes to games. Nobody's died in my game, but sometimes it gets a little rough. Maybe we'll all die in Vampire on Saturday and we'll roll some new characters because things aren't going well. Somebody's already in torpor, and it's definitely a final stand. Torpor is when you're unconscious. Subtle nodding from the crowd. Oh.
Oh, okay.
So if you're interested in that and you want to see a good old fashioned vampire punch out, because that's all one of us can do, please join us Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'd love to have you guys there. We are here always, same time, same place, every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to keep up with us, we are at Backs of Gods on Instagram and Twitter. On Instagram, we have a bunch of art. Recently, a couple pictures of Egill. I don't know. There's a lot of pictures of the party. We have maps. We have NPCs. So come take a look at that if you want to, and you follow us on Twitter if you want updates about what we're maybe up to. So thank you guys for being here. We really do appreciate it. It's been great getting to hang out with all these people, and we'll talk to you guys Monday. Good night, everyone.
Night.
Good night.